G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And naturally you guys will know that for the longest time I've been quite a big Honda fan. I've driven a number of FK8 Civic Type Rs along with all of the ones that came previously, and to me Honda makes the best front wheel drive manual transmission cars out there. But the owner of this Hyundai i30N here decided to challenge me on that theory, and today we're going to find out what a 2018 Hyundai i30N, the Civic Type R's competitor from 4 or 5 years ago, is like. In terms of exterior styling, I must say one thing about the FK8 that I wasn't a huge fan of that they've now fixed with the new FL5 was the styling. But Hyundai nailed the styling on these i30Ns. It has a slightly more aggressive front fascia, the larger 19-inch wheels hiding some red brake calipers behind also look excellent, along with a few other things around the back like the big twin exhaust. Overall, especially in this blue paint, it looks really stunning. The engine was made by Hyundai specifically for the i30N. It is a 2-litre turbo designed to compete with all the other 2-litre turbos. It makes 202 kilowatt, around 275 horsepower, and 353 newton meters of torque. It's going to the front wheels through an electronic limited slip differential and most importantly a 6-speed manual transmission. Although in the later years they did offer it with an 8-speed dual clutch for those who don't want to shift their own gears. The first thing that I absolutely love when you take a look at the interior of the i30N is the gauges. They've kept them as simple as possible, but it's got a backlit theme to it. The speedometer goes to 300 k's an hour and it has the BMW style variable rev limiter. The steering wheel also feels absolutely fantastic and has these big sort of bluey purpley paddles down here to control your drive mode and to put it in the sportiest setting, along with all your buttons for your radio and cruise control, which feel and look very nice, I must say. The infotainment system on Hyundais from this era I've found to be pretty decent, although the only thing that does annoy me a bit is it doesn't have a home button. And the last thing I love about it is the seats. They hold you in nicely but are very comfortable, and you can tell they would suit a wide variety of body types. Space in the back is okay and the boot space is very decent, so above all else it is a car that you can absolutely use every single day. Very easy to drive, very comfortable, and with all the features you could ever need, but with little tidbits here and there just to spice it up a little bit. Driving the Hyundai i30N. Now the dealer that I work for traded one of these in around about 3 years ago, and it was before I was able to get a company car with them, so I didn't bring it home, but I did take it around the block. And my lasting memory of it was, at the time, I was very biased towards the FK8 Civic Type R. I went, oh, it's not as good, the transmission doesn't feel as nice, and it rides too hard, it scrapes on things. In comfort mode, the ride is just fine in my mind, but if I push on this, it puts it in N mode. Oh, and straight away, it feels like you're falling down a flight of stairs. Now, if you like that, then it's going to be great. But for me, personally, I think it rides a little bit too hard. But what you guys all want to see is what happens when you give it some beans. Okay, so it's certainly no slouch. Brakes are very nice. It doesn't control the amount of brake force you get with travel, it controls it with pressure. So you hit it and it's a firm pedal, but the more you push it, the more brakes you get, which I quite like. And man, if you take it out of N mode, like there we go, normal, it's a lovely car to drive on the open road. How does it sound through the tunnel? I've heard these are very snarly. Okay, I like this. It feels so nimble around all these corners, which I really, really like. And then down the on-ramp, if I drop the rears a little bit, let's see if we can hear some of these crackles. Those gunshots from the back when you upshift. They're very childish, but I do quite like them, I must say. Is it better than a Civic Type R? I mean, it's slower. Transmission's not quite as nice, and I guess the other thing with it too is that it's a Hyundai, right? It doesn't have the pedigree. It doesn't have the name that people associate with the Type R. But if you ignore all of that and you just look at it, is it a very good car to drive? Absolutely. Does it sound great? Heck yeah, it sounds way better than the Type R. Does it have good steering feel? Definitely. Brakes are excellent. The Type R is a very serious car. You can tell it's designed for hardcore track times, whereas this I guess is a bit more fun, I suppose. It's a bit more silly, and it's really just going to come down to what you look for in a car. And I think as I've grown older and I've started to become maybe a little less biased towards just Honda, just Type R, it does definitely make you realise that, man alive, these guys, they know how to make a flippin' good car, eh? So if you're looking at both, drive both, and let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll look forward to seeing you again next time.